we'll start off with some stuff from the Zionist terrorists, and then we'll move on to the United States of Epstein. So, we'll start off with a clip from Israeli terrorist Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And Netanyahu justified the attack on Iran with, take a guess guys, he justified the attack on Iran with the Holocaust again. He said, Iran planned another Holocaust. It plotted to destroy us with nuclear bombs. It's important to remember, guys, that Iran doesn't have any nuclear bombs. Israel, on the other hand, has hundreds. So, funny that they would say that, right? I believe it's in terrorist language. It is, so I'll have to read it out to you. He said, in every generation, people rise up against us to make us sick. Even in this generation, a mastermind in Iran planned another Holocaust. He plotted to destroy us with nuclear missiles and thousands of ballistic missiles. If we had not acted against the existential threat, if we had not acted with determination and courage, the names of the death sites, Natanz, Fordo, and Safan, could have joined the names of the death camps in the Holocaust: Auschwitz, Majdanek, and Treblinka. Okay, so Iran was going to commit another Holocaust, guys. Damn. Who would have guessed he would have said something like that? Yeah, it's just so predictable what they say. It's like they always say the same fucking thing. What else? Also, the president of, the Prime Minister, President, whatever he is, Javier Milei, Argentina's leader, is still on his humiliation ritual. He's been kissing and crying the Western Wall a few times, and now he's doing some other weird shit. I don't know what you want to caption this as.
הנה זה קורה, הוא מביא לו את המיקרופון והוא שר, ההופעה של חבר מילאי, חברים.
The fuck is this? What is he doing? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know, like, I always actually think, like, how the fuck did this guy become the leader of Argentina? How? Makes no sense. He's literally like a fucking drug addict or something. He must be. He must be on drugs. The US ambassador to Israel, Huckabee, said, it was 4,000 years ago here in Jerusalem where God chose his people. Oh boy.
The United States proudly joins Israel in celebrating Yom Ha'atzmaut, Israel's Independence Day. It was 4,000 years ago here in Jerusalem where God chose his people. He not only chose a people, but he chose a place, and then he chose for the people in this place a purpose. The people were the Jewish people, the place, Israel, and the purpose was to be a light to the world. After 2,000 years of
a light to the world. Yeah, they've been such a light to the world, haven't they?
Expulsions, pogroms, persecutions, and the evil atrocities committed during the Holocaust. It was 78 years ago that David Ben-Gurion declared the restoration of Jewish sovereignty in their ancient homeland, and then the establishment of the modern state of Israel. David Ben-Gurion reminded the world in Israel's Declaration of Independence that the land of Israel was the birthplace of the Jewish people. It was here their spiritual, religious, and political identity was shaped. Here they first attained to statehood, created cultural values of national and universal significance, and gave to the world the eternal book of books. It's right here in the land of Israel that our shared Judeo-Christian values originated, which profoundly inspired America's founding fathers, which is deeply important to the American people as we soon celebrate our 250th anniversary. Against all odds, including multiple attempts and threats of annihilation, Israel has not only survived, it's triumphed. The people of Israel have built a thriving country that shares our values, cherishes freedom and democracy, revive the Hebrew language.
It's all got to be a joke, innit? Fucking shares the values. Like, mate, they're raping Palestinian like hostages. Like, what are you talking about? They're bombing kids. Is that what values the Americans share with these people?
Made the desert bloom and has brought transformational contributions to the benefit of mankind. America deeply values and appreciates that Israel has demonstrated over and over to be our number one most reliable and indispensable partner that fights alongside America with tremendous courage to protect our security, both at home and abroad. Under the leadership of President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, the U.S.-Israel relationship has never been stronger, and it's to the mutual benefit of both countries. In the last year alone, America and Israel have together fulfilled our commitment to ensure that the leading state sponsor of terrorism, Iran, will never have the capacity to fulfill its stated goals to destroy America or Israel. It's the unprecedented and close cooperation between our two countries that is making the world a safer and a more prosperous place. America stands shoulder to shoulder with Israel and rejoices with our Israeli brothers and sisters in celebrating 78 years of independence.
Shut up, you twat. Also, yep, another clip of the Argentinian clown. Millie went to the Western Wall again. This time he managed to hold his tears back and he didn't cry. He really tried his hardest not to cry this time. Look at this one. Absolute fucking disgusting, man. He's got to be the most embarrassing leader. Also, the Israeli embassy in Poland issued calls for the dismissal of the Polish MP Konrad Berkowicz after he displayed an Israeli flag with the Star of David replaced by a swastika. At least we know who owns Poland now, you know? And one last thing. Israeli settlers are currently sneaking into Syrian land and seeking to occupy it. Nice one, everyone that cheered on Jelani to take over Syria. This is what you all wanted. Yeah, does Syria look free, guys? Yeah, we freed Syria. This is what free Syria looks like. All the people that was cheering on the terrorist ISIS, Al-Qaeda leader, Al-Jalani. This is what you all wanted. This is what you all voted for. We warned this was going to happen. No one fucking listened. No one listened. Fair enough if you didn't like Assad. Not everyone likes every president or prime minister of every country. But is letting the leader of ISIS take over your country a good idea? The guy that's trying to normalise ties with Israel? You've got Israeli settlers invading your fucking country, putting Israeli flags up, and you're trying to tell me that this is better than Assad? People have lost their damn fucking minds. On to some stuff, regarding the United States of Epstein, the United States of Israel, United States of America, whatever people call it nowadays. I'm calling it at the moment the United States of Epstein. We'll start off from a report from Axios. So Axios reported that US Joint Chiefs Chair confirmed its readiness to restart operations against Iran anytime. Looks like the Americans are preparing for the inevitable. They know that the war's coming. They know that the war's coming. Also, we had a clip. Someone asked Trump a question on CNBC. They said, "You're saying you need at least a prospect for a signed deal today and tomorrow, or else you will resume the bombing in Iran." Trump says, "Well, I expect to be bombing."
So to be clear, you're saying that you need at least the prospects for a signed deal today and tomorrow, or else you would resume bombing Iran.
Well, I expect to be bombing because I think that's a better attitude to go in with. But we're ready to go. I mean, the military is raring to go. They are absolutely incredible. I built the military in my first term.
So to be clear, you're saying...
All right, mate. Your military got fucking cooked last time. Try that ground invasion as well. See how that works out for you, mate. Axios also said yesterday that US Vice President J.D. Vance is still in Washington. This was 22 hours ago. A White House official said, adding that additional policy meetings are taking place at the White House today in which the Vice President will participate. The development contradicts earlier reports that Vance was already en route to Islamabad for a new round of US/Iran talks. Wonder why everyone was lying about that. Very interesting. Also a bizarre video from Virginia in America. An American citizen recorded an armed Zionist in religious clothing threatening him and claiming that it's private property. Typical fucking Zionist Jews.
Get off my property. This is not your property.
Go on the other side of the street.
Make me.
You are trespassing right now.
This is public easement.
You are trespassing.
Oh, you got your hand on your gun?
This is my property.
I dare you.
Property.
I
Cross
dare
the street.
you. Go ahead.
the
Go ahead, Hashem.
Cross the street right
Go
now.
ahead, Hashem. By the way, Hashem promised me this property. Hashem promised me. So you need to get off my property. That's literally the logic you're using.
W American citizen.
Oh God, here comes another one.
Let me mute that.
Armed rabbi. All right, so have you ever been to Gaza, Rabbi?
He's trespassing, and it's his mistake, and he's going to pay for it in just a moment.
Oh yeah? How am I going to pay for it, Rabbi? The way Menachem Schneerson's paying for his life right now.
He's not a safe person. Let's stay away from him.
I am likely as a veteran.
Leave him alone, Rabbi. What?
As a veteran,
Exactly that, user. It was promised to him 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
please just stop it.
No, it's this guy right here. It's this guy.
He's going to pay for this. He's going to
Oh, I'm going to pay. You're going to pay. How about that?
You're breaking the law right now.
Yeah, you're going to pay. How about that?
I don't see you as a safe person.
Yeah. I don't care whether you see me, how you see me. I see you as a spy.
Come to someone's house.
I see you. This is your house?
My house.
It's your house. Does it have you pay property taxes?
What the fuck, man? What's going on in America, man? They must feel like they've got the right to do this, since they get so much American support. Professor Morandi also tweeted something. So basically yesterday, there's this propaganda account that posts nothing but fake news called Eyal Yacobi on X. And he posted something saying, breaking, the Islamic Republic is preparing to hang 8 women. Not a word from the international community or so-called human rights organizations. This is complete nonsense. He shared it. And the fucking idiot clown, the terrorist clown, Trump the fucking terrorist orange clown, shared this fucking post and said to the Iranian leaders, who will soon be in negotiations with my representatives, I would greatly appreciate the release of these women. I'm sure that they will respect the fact that you did so. Please do them no harm. Will be a great start to our negotiations. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Someone needs to put this guy back in the elderly people's home, because he apparently doesn't know how to check if posts are real or not on X. Professor Morandi shared this, and he said, fake and misleading news from the forces of darkness, repeated by useful idiots, to prepare the ground for the mass slaughter of Iranian citizens by the Trump and Netanyahu regimes. Never forget the 168 elementary school girls murdered by Trump in Minab City. That's a real fucking story, unlike this bullshit. So yeah, we saw this tweet from Trump earlier. Let me read it out again so you can remember. Trump said, based on the fact that the government of Iran is seriously fractured, not unexpectedly so, and upon the request of Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan, we have been asked to hold our attack on the country of Iran until such time as their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. I have therefore directed our military to continue the blockade and in all other respects remain ready and able, and will therefore extend the ceasefire until such time as the proposal is submitted and discussions are concluded one way or another. We saw the Pakistani Prime Minister thank the US President Donald Trump for extending the ceasefire with Iran at Pakistan's request. He reaffirmed that Pakistan will continue in earnest efforts to negotiate an end to the conflict between the US and Iran. He said, on my personal behalf and on behalf of Field Marshal Saeed Asim Munir, I sincerely thank President Trump for graciously accepting our request to extend the ceasefire to allow ongoing diplomatic efforts to take their course. With the trust and confidence reposed in, Pakistan shall continue its earnest efforts for negotiated settlement of conflict. I sincerely hope that both sides will continue to observe the ceasefire and be able to conclude a comprehensive peace deal during the second round of talks scheduled at Islamabad for a permanent end to the conflict. Keep your hopes up, guys. Let's see what happens. We saw Claire Daly, the former Irish MEP, said it is a disgrace that the United States is hosting the FIFA World Cup in the shadow of unprovoked wars. FIFA has sold its soul. Very good point. Very good point. Shame on fucking FIFA. I think this will be copyright, but someone's made like a little AI video about it. All the blood that will be on the hands of FIFA. Minab School. Yeah. W video and W for Claire Daly. What else have we got? And also we saw a Florida student was arrested and may face up to 15 years in prison after making a joke involving Netanyahu. What the fuck? She wrote, Netanyahu, if you can hear me, drop some bonbons for us capstone students at the Ocean Bank Convocation Center, where bonbons was interpreted as explosives. Damn, is that what's going on now in America?
It's unfortunate because I'm assuming she's a senior and going to graduate soon, and now this is going to jeopardize her ability to graduate.
A 23-year-old FIU student charged with a felony over messages she wrote in a school group chat. Gabriela Saldana facing a judge Thursday morning. According to her arrest report, this went down in a WhatsApp group chat of about 215 students, where students were discussing an event that was to take place Friday at the Ocean Bank Convocation Center on campus to make their capstone presentations. An FIU police officer read some of the statements in court.
The exact words utilized was, there's going to be a bomb in the Ocean Bank Convocation Center, and it's going to be at Jonathan's fault, one of the members in the chat.
7 News obtaining some bits of that chat. It seemed the student wanted the event rescheduled and wrote, quote, Netanyahu, if you can hear me, drop some bonbons for us capstone students in Ocean Bank Convention Center. Other students wrote they didn't take that text lightly. She later in the chat wrote, quote, I wrote a dumb joke that should not have been made.
I can understand your position, Ms. Corey, and you're saying this is a joke, but to an objective person, it's not a joke, and there would be enough for probable cause. I'm not saying it's enough for beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't know what the state's going to be able to prove at trial, but for purposes of this hearing, I believe there is enough for probable cause.
Don't they have some real fucking crimes to solve? Like, literally, your government's run by fucking paedophiles. Like, shouldn't you be investigating the people that was on Epstein Island rather than this bullshit? A fucking post in a group chat on WhatsApp? Like, are you fucking serious? Yeah, user, there is loads of people. Yeah, shout out to RA for tuning in from the Czech Republic. And who else did I see just tune in a minute ago? Yeah, and Iranian Texan here as well. Yeah, shout out to everyone that's tuned in from all across the world. I appreciate that. And a couple of bits on the Strait of Hormuz. So, the Tasnim news agency done a post and they said the Strait of Hormuz is not only a vital route for oil and gas, but also a critical choke point for undersea internet cables serving the Gulf states. At least 7 major cable systems, including Falcon, AAE-1, TGN Gulf, and CMEWE, pass through the strait, carrying over 97% of the world's internet traffic. Wow. The concentration of these cables in a narrow waterway makes the strait a vulnerable point for the region's digital economy. And speaking of this, we saw an IRGC vessel approached a container ship 15 nautical miles northeast of Oman and opened fire. This was about 9-10 hours ago, causing significant damage according to the UK MTO. So the UK MTO received a report of an incident 15 NM northeast of Oman. The master of a container ship reported that the vessel was approached by one IRGC gunboat. No VHF challenged that then fired upon the vessel, which has caused heavy damage to the bridge. No fires or environmental impact reported. All crews reported safe. Vessels are advised to report suspicious activity to the UK MTO. Looks like Iran's giving them hell still. And according to the Financial Times, dozens of ships linked to Iran have managed to bypass the blockade, the so-called blockade, since it started, even though Trump described it as a tremendous success. Doesn't seem like a success to me. So yeah, we had this first report that the IRGC targeted 2 ships today that attempted to cross the strait, Both are owned by the European shipping giant MSC. It said the vessels MSC Francesca and Epaminondas have come to a halt. Additionally, they targeted another ship, the Greek-owned Euphoria, which has also been stopped off the coast of Iran. And if that wasn't enough, about an hour ago, according to reports, the IRGC Navy also targeted a third vessel. A third fucking vessel. Yeah, it's not really going well for them, is it, this Navy blockade? This naval blockade that America imposed. It doesn't really seem like it's doing what they wanted it to do. It's just kind of made things a lot harder for them. Would any of you guys agree? Funny. Very, very funny.